Joins us live from campus with the details. Courtney.
The MU is home to several businesses like Jamba Juice, Taco Bell, and Burger King. But since the fire, not only have these businesses been closed, but the students who work in them have been counting their losses also. The judge is expected to decide any minute now whether or not Simpson will face trial. If he's convicted of these charges, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Now we're going to be tracking this story from our newsroom.
We've got some late-breaking news on the O.J. Simpson case here. Courtney White has been following this story all day. She joins us live with some not-so-good news for the defendant. Courtney?
Well, we've been following the O.J. Simpson trial all day long now, and a judge in Las Vegas just announced that Simpson will be standing trial on charges of kidnapping, assault, and armed robbery, which actually could send him to prison for life. Even employees and passengers here at the airport are pitching in. And these contributions bring in about 1 ton of recycled materials.
Searching for answers, and she joins us live from the newsroom with the latest. Courtney?
Well, word we have tonight is that the family has hired a world-renowned forensic pathologist to try and get some answers. Now, he's the same man that was hired by Anna Nicole Smith after her son's unit was formed to help keep response times from continuing to rise until funding is available to build, staff, and equip new fire stations like this one. It all began around 6 o'clock Friday morning when security guards at the Palo Verde nuclear power plant noticed a suspicious device in the bed of an employee's pickup truck.
We're proud of the actions they took today. We commend them for it, but we also expected of them.
Sheriff's deputies responded, determined the device was a pipe bomb, and removed it from the plant.
The plant was never in danger, and the public was never in danger.
But the incident prompted a lockdown at 3 nearby schools.
I just started panicking. I just ran to my classroom.
According to APS, the owner of the truck, Roger Hurd, has worked at the plant for about a year. He told investigators he didn't know how the bomb ended up in his truck. Roger Eddington is his supervisor.
I don't think he was aware of it, or at least he stated he was not aware of it.
McDonald says Hurd works at the plant as an engineer and evaluates technical equipment the plant may buy.
He does have access to the protected area, the area inside the fence. That does not mean he would go inside the containment building.
The plant remained on lockdown until detectives swept through to make sure it was safe.
There is not a nexus with terrorism in our investigation at this point.
Roger Hurd is back to work at the plant, but he has less access than before. Investigators are still looking into how the device ended up in his truck. They actually believe that someone may have put it there while he was parked at his Goodyear apartment complex. Live in the studio, Courtney White, Cronkite Newswatch. Darren Ambrosie's business was booming, but today, this landscaper is at home. His work trucks are parked and his equipment isn't being used.
It's really slow right now.
Ambrosie blames his lack of business on the real estate slump.
In the past years, we've gotten 40+ hours easy. Without even having to look for work, it always came to us.
So rather than operating this Bobcat, Darren and his crew have been spending some time passing out flyers, hoping to bring in business. Real estate broker Stan Strom explains how businesses that get work off the construction of new homes may get hit hard.
10% of the overall sector in our economy in Arizona is related to the construction side. So those employers are going to be impacted.
Furniture stores across the valley are also feeling the effects, and some are even being forced to close their doors. Tres Amigos will be closing all 5 of its valley stores by the end of November. The store's owner says it's because of the real estate market.
When we started seeing a slip in the real estate market, we started feeling it almost instantly in our retail business.
But he remembers better days.
We've been in business 8 years. In the first 6 years, as the market was climbing, we really reaped the benefits of that real estate market.
The store is holding huge sales in hopes of clearing everything out. And as for Ambrosie, he just hopes his truck will be hitting the street more often. Well, there may be good news on the way. Real estate experts predict the market to start heading back up again by the second quarter of next year, but we'll just have to wait and see. Live in Tempe, Courtney White, Cronkite Newswatch. Police are using words like brazen and different to describe what happened behind the walls of this Wells Fargo bank. Inside, they found the bank manager and his wife, held at gunpoint for nearly 12 hours, beginning at their Chandler home, then being forced to open the bank's vault before the branch opened.
They were not interested in going into a bank during the daytime where you have customers and cameras and such. This was a different style altogether.
A style they might have adopted after watching the comedy movie Bandits, where the robbers spend the night with bank employees, then rob their branch in the morning.
We do it with the bank manager in the morning because we kidnapped him the night before. May I help you? Oh, I'm sorry. We're here to rob your bank.
But it wasn't that easy or funny. This is a picture of the getaway car, possibly a Chrysler minivan. Police say the suspects used the car to go to the home of the Wells Fargo bank manager and force their way into his home.
If their collective minds are such that they can go this far and do something that bad, then I would suggest to you we're going to see them again.
Investigators say they are looking for 3 white males between 25 and 35 years old, from 5'9" to 6 feet tall. 2 dressed in black tactical-style clothing, and 1 was dressed as a construction worker.
We want them to be aware of their surroundings. Pay attention to vehicles that, maybe have been in certain places a little longer than normal. And when they're driving home, pay attention to the vehicles that are around them.
And we're just getting word that there might have been another incident involving a Wells Fargo employee. We understand that 2 men entered her home this morning trying to get her vault keys. Now, FBI agents are currently investigating to see whether or not these 2 cases are linked. But in the meantime, there is a $100,000 reward being offered to anyone with information leading to an arrest. So if you have any details, please contact the FBI. Live in the newsroom, Courtney White, Cronkite News Watch.
I learned to drink at a very young age, hiding it from my parents and perfecting the art of deceit.
But Rodolfo Cavillo's story didn't end here. A dangerous addiction passed from father to son.
Unfortunately, Xavier learned what I had taught him, not what I had told him. I had cautioned him against the drinking, but his mother and I drank far too much to too much excess.
A problem that is all too common. Governor Napolitano and an Arizona committee announced a new campaign to raise awareness and change adult behavior and perceptions of underage drinking.
So as adults, we need to draw the line against underage drinking, and that is a responsibility we all share.
This state map illustrates how 1 in 4 of Arizona's 8th graders have experimented with alcohol, emphasizing the need for parental involvement.
If they discuss it with their kids, if they take time to know what their children are doing and are working with them to keep them off of alcohol, that'll do more than almost anybody else who could impact the kids.
For Rodolfo, it was too late. A car crash took away the hope of ever talking to his son about the dangers of underage drinking.
He was found to be under the influence of alcohol. He died instantly, and that's the day I quit drinking.
Unable to save his own child, Cavillo is now hoping to help yours. In Phoenix, Courtney White, Cronkite News Watch.